Good morning, Northern Michigan, and welcome to Friday Faceoff here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. And our, what is this, on Facebook? Yeah, on our Facebook page. If you want to watch Rich and I do this, I don't know why you would, but...
But give it a shot.
Give it a shot. Maybe give us a thumbs up.
Right.
Gordon Miller not joining us. He's still coming down off his acid trip that he took going to the Brit Floyd show. So good for him. It makes you young, I hear. Dropping acid.
Oh, okay.
As a former acid user.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about that.
I know you don't, Rich. Sure. Just that can you competently pass the piss test?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I can too.
Okay, good.
Now, Rich and I were kind of kidding around before the show started, and I'm not kidding in the sense that I've been a lifelong Cubs fan. My dad grew up in Chicago. Always been a Cubs fan. That kind of got passed down to me. Been to Wrigley many, many times, although I haven't been there in a long time, and I'm thinking I want to go again, see what that neighborhood's like. I would love to sit in the bleachers on top of the roof.
That's
really cool.
Very cool. Buddies and I, we road trip to Chicago. Had a friend of a friend that had a apartment right within walking distance. Went down for a 2-game series one weekend, 20-some years ago. It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was just a ton of fun.
Wrigleyville is an amazing experience. If you haven't done it, you should. Whether you're really a Cubs fan or not, it makes zero difference.
If you're a baseball fan, you have to take it in.
You got to do that. But it just appears that the Tigers sees if they made the playoffs, and miracle's not the word, but it's a long shot. I wouldn't bet my life on it one way or the other.
No, that's for sure. Because again, they've proven these streaks, what good or bad, they're very streaky.
It's not even that. I mean, it was all set up for them to go 8-1 or 7-2 on this last homestand. And they go 4-3.
Yeah.
And that the last game that they literally pissed away against the Orioles. The bullpen is atrocious.
It is atrocious. A 7-0 lead. Most likely Scooble's last start. And at Comerica, solid crowd there. Gave them a standing ovation, and they give it up. They give up the 7-0 lead, and it's one of those that just like, wow. If that's not an exclamation point, I don't know what is.
And they have 17 blown saves. Kyle Finnegan has 7 blown saves. I don't know what happened to him.
I know. I really thought bringing him back was a solid move. I liked him last year. I thought, man, that's one of the guys that, he's definitely not closer material, but he's a good guy. He
was great last year.
Yeah, and so that's why I thought, well, man, that's a good signing. And stuff. Well, all of it, we can find it. They can lose it. As quickly as they gain it, they can lose it.
Yeah. And I don't see there's some talk that the Tigers still won't make a trade until what happens with this series versus the A's. If they would happen to sweep the A's,
right,
which is certainly possible, they are one of the worst teams in baseball, then they might not deal Scooble. Although it's kind of sad when the Tigers are in the baseball news at the top of the story about trading the 2-time Cy Young Award winner. That's why the Tigers are in the news.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Not because of the good quality baseball they're playing, but they have this asset sitting right there that more than likely is not going to re-sign. He's got Scott Boras as his agent, and Scott Boras is going to sell his soul to the highest bidder no matter what. And that's what Scooble basically has instructed him to do, and that's what's going to happen. And I think the Tigers just aren't going to be able to compete with the Yankees or the Dodgers or Mets or whoever else might be in.
There's a very small window into the soul of Scott Boras. It's in Moneyball.
Yeah.
When Billy Beane, who's portrayed by what's his name? Not Sean Penn. Brad Pitt.
Yes.
So he gets enough money to re-sign Johnny Damon. They're losing Giambi and Jason Isringhausen and Johnny Damon from a really good A's team.
Yeah.
And he's on the phone with Scott Boras, and Boras calls him back and goes, I'm going to need another $50,000 a year for the next 4 years because the Red Sox just came in with a new bid.
Right.
And Pitt goes, no, Scott, you told me I had him at $500,000 a year. And he goes, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
You know, so how often do you want to be in that blender with the Dodgers and the Mets?
Right.
Or whoever else is going to be throwing it. Okay, we're in for $350 for, the next 5 years. Well, the Dodgers want, $400. Like it's a never-ending.
Those pockets run deep.
Yeah.
Real deep.
And I love the discussion about the Dodgers. The Dodgers don't need them, but they might be pony up the dough just to keep them from the Braves.
A game of keep away.
Yeah, a game of keep away, 100%.
Purely to keep them away from Milwaukee. To think that they would have the Miz and Skubal as starters in a playoff run, that would be a dynamic duel.
Well, the Dodgers are supposedly getting all their starters back, which is exactly the same thing as have. What, does Blake Snell only pitch 2 months out of the year?
I think so. Yeah. That's a pretty good gig.
It's a good gig, considering I think he's making $32 million a year or something.
Right,
some absurd thing. Well, you'd get the same thing with the Braves. The Braves would have Chris Sale and Tarek Skubal. And, there's talk to Dombrowski, even though, the biggest problem with the Phillies is not really their starting pitching. But it wouldn't be with the Dodgers either. So it's going to be interesting. They have to trade him. If they don't trade Tarek Skubal, if they win these 3 games and they end up not trading Tarek Skubal, it is for what? What, to win an extra series in the playoffs? There's no way this team is going to the World Series.
No, not at all. I mean, we are not doing it with this team. It is not ready for it. It's not ready for prime time.
But you saw all the speculation on the radio and online about, well, why did they bring up Max Clark?
I know that's such a strange, and the timing of it, 2 weeks away from where you probably would have brought him.
Expand the rosters.
You get that extra year. It was really a shocking move for Harris.
What was it? Vierling went on. I mean, Carpenter and Vierling are out. I mean,
but you got Javi back, who's smoking the baseball right his way. Is he going to a corner outfield spot or I don't know. Is Javi possibly on the trading block?
Yeah.
Now that he's healthy.
See, being the Cubs fan, Rich, is so much easier.
It probably is.
I mean, as soon as I say Cubs and I look at Wrigley Field, my stomach settles down.
Yeah. It just there's a calm feeling that comes over you.
I mean, my love for the Cubs. I mean, it was as emotional, as satisfying when the Cubs finally won their World Series for me and a lot of people in my family than it was the Tigers winning the World Series.
They went through a lot to finally get there.
108 years.
And to be right there on the cusp a couple of times and just, oh, man. And like you've brought up many times, that 84 series with the Tigers should have been the Cubs and the Tigers.
I've told that legendary story about my father losing his mind while meeting my in-laws during that loss to the Padres. That would have been so epic, the 84 World Series Tigers-Cubs.
Yes.
Because the last time, the Tigers have been in 68, but the last time the Cubs were in the World Series was 1945 when they beat the Tigers.
Wow. Okay, there you go.
There you go. I wasn't alive then.
Yeah.
Gabe was. But it's just I hate. There's a small part of me that really they can still go for it without Skubal.
Yes. They proved it a few years ago. They sold off with the intentions of getting more assets, and all of a sudden they go on this crazy run that no one saw.
Yeah, they sold Flaherty.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, how many times in a decade can you do that? They had an 0.3% chance of making the playoffs when they started that run.
It's still,
what were they, 12 back?
Oh, it was, some crazy thing like that. But yeah, how many times you have a chance though with this asset of Scooble to really add some great pieces to your ball club, to the foundation of it. That whether it's a right-handed bat, another pitcher, whatever the case may be, there's a lot of potential trades out there that sound really enticing.
To be devil's advocate, though, look at the best piece they got out of trading Justin Verlander was Jake Rogers.
And he's now a Baltimore
And what
Oriole.
did they get for Porcello? And what did they get for David Price? And they haven't been great.
No.
At this, that's why Dombrowski has always been on the other side of this.
Yeah.
Is, you know what? I know for the most part what I'm getting with a guy that's been in the league for 5 or 6 or 7 years.
Proven MLB talent.
Yeah, they're lottery ticket. They're scratchers.
They are.
And but the farm system for the Tigers has been pretty good. And
so Scooble's a product of it.
Scooble's he and Mize were drafted in the same draft.
Yeah,
Mize was the third overall pick, first pick, and Scooble was a 6th round pick. So it's a crapshoot as far as prospects are concerned. I mean, who's the kid? A couple years ago, we were talking about trading Scooble to Baltimore for their number one, that shortstop. What the hell was the kid's name?
Yeah.
And, he's playing in the major leagues, but he's certainly no superstar.
He is not. Yeah. No. The projection was that this guy is going to be the real deal. Yeah, absolutely. And he's been okay.
Yeah. He's so far, he hasn't missed, but he hasn't hit.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just... it's frickin' annoying, to be perfectly honest with you.
No, I'll be glad when it's over with, to be honest with you. I mean, again, to hold on to him again, let's get this done. I mean, I really think they just need hanging on to another series until that deadline at 6 o'clock on Monday. Let's break some news here. Let's get this thing rolling this morning.
Okay, we'll just sit here quietly.
Okay.
On the air,
wait.
What's the announcement?
Anything out there? Anything?
Maybe Scooble, he didn't even make the trip. We don't know that. That's not happening. Talking Tigers, and because they're not going to be on, I'm not going to discuss them the rest of the show. What is going on with Justin Verlander?
I think it's that. I personally think he's healthy. But when they do these bullpen sessions, he doesn't have it anymore. Like the pitches aren't moving as much. They're just not. He just doesn't. He knows if he goes out there, he's throwing them a beach ball. And that's my personal take. He doesn't want to embarrass himself because he knows he just doesn't have it.
4 starts at the end of his career, not making it out of the first or second inning.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that. That's although he's got to be able, in his heart of hearts, wants to make one more start. Got to make one more start.
Sure, the competitor in him, absolutely. And he's been great. You see him talking to Scooble, all the pitchers. He's really been like a coach.
Well, why hasn't he told Scooble, I made a mistake?
Yeah.
But he didn't. He won 2 World Series.
Right.
I guess he didn't make a mistake. And, however you win your World Series, for whatever reason... I don't know if it's loyalty or whatever, or how he was developed in the Tigers system. He wanted to complete full circle, and it is not a full circle unless he makes 2 or 3 really good starts. And you're probably right. He just can this stuff get major leaguers out?
Yeah. And
that's too bad.
It is.
Yeah.
And by the way, just talking Flaherty, that forearm tightness needed extended a little bit.
But they put him on the 30-day?
And because of, I'm not sure, they just said he won't make the 15, it's going to extend beyond.
Yeah, so that's 30 days.
Yes. Yeah. And so that's concerning, of course. And so Carpenter goes out, with a heel issue. And
hasn't played good in a month.
He has not played well.
Yeah.
Has not.
It's... on top of school, you have to deal Torres.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to go strictly from the fact because there's no right-handed bats. You should be able to get something decent for him.
Yes.
And Hao-Yu Lee has been good. It's a perfect point of how good the farm system is.
That's right. He's got that pop in his bat. He hit a big home run the other night.
Plays hard.
He does. He does. Yeah. I agree.
He reminds me of that Oriental player from Major League 2. Whatever his name is, right. Gadzuki or whatever his.
Oh man.
Speaking of baseball, did you see this one in a lifetime Shohei Ohtani baseball card? So Topps
right.
Still makes baseball cards, right? And so a couple years ago, last year, they put in one of their packs a one-time only Shohei Ohtani card.
Okay.
It's dipped in gold and all this other stuff and everything else. And some guy opened the pack and found it's literally like the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Yes.
And another card collector is buying it from this guy for $10 million.
Holy cow.
Yeah, holy cow is right.
Man.
So that would have been nice.
That I could have used some walking around money.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Sell it to Shohei himself.
Yeah. There you exactly.
Although the card is actually signed by Shohei, I guess, and
no, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. They overall the baseball landscape. The Twins made a deal for a relief pitcher from the Mets, even with Buxton going back on the IL.
Stunt news there, right? Buxton's talented player, just can't stay healthy. Just can't. But yeah,
Guerrero on.
The Twinkies are right at 500. They're 55 and 55.
One game out of the last wild card spot. But just very briefly. Obviously, there was a lot of great expectations for this Tigers team, and anything could still happen. But take a look at the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays were one hit away from winning the World Series.
They were.
They lost in 11. They had a couple of opportunities to win Game 7 against the Dodgers, and they suck. I mean, it's unbelievable how bad they've gotten.
So you understand then why when you're in it, you go for it, because there's no guarantee next year it's going to be the same.
Vlad just went on the DL.
Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, and he's had a horrible year. There's some guys. He has 9 home runs.
Oh,
he's hitting .218 and 44 RBIs.
What is going on? Didn't he just sign a big deal too?
Well, no, but think about Guerrero, and he's just like his old man. He swung at everything.
Right.
So, counting on some of the ABS pitches, getting him out all the time.
Wow.
It's.
Yeah, they're at the bottom of the division. 14 and a half games out.
Yeah, they're done.
9. They're worse than the Tigers right now. They're 50 and 59.
No, I hear you.
Jeez.
And the Mets with their payroll and everything else, it's just nutty. Some of the teams, the Padres.
I don't get that at all.
The Padres have the third. You're talking about 3 teams. The Padres, the Mets, and the Blue Jays all in the top 10 in payroll. And this is what somebody was pointing out about, the baseball possibly going on strike because they can't maintain, there's the haves and the have-nots.
Right.
Well, there's way more have-nots in the playoff chase than the haves.
Sure.
The Dodgers are there,
sure.
but the Dodgers are spending more than the Mets and the Padres combined. So, I mean, you're doubled up at almost every position there. But, the Rays and the Brewers,
right?
2 of the lowest payroll teams in baseball. So there's a lot of sports writers that do this on a national basis that think it's crazy that the owners are going to lock everybody out and put this in
Yeah. Yeah.
To keep themselves from spending too much.
Right. Yeah, I mean, do they want to mirror what like the NFL is doing? Is it similar to that, or they've got to? I think they establish a floor and then, but then
I think that's all they really need to do, and then they got the Dodgers cannot. They have to play on the same playing field. They have like some codicil deal with Major League Baseball that they don't have to pay penalties for paying over the I don't know how the Dodgers got around that. That's got to change.
Wow.
That will change no matter what. But it's kind of weird. But yeah, they do have to raise the floor. I mean, like some of these teams have got to spend more than $100 million. There's a couple teams still in the Brewers are like right below $100 million.
That's incredible.
It's incredible.
I mean, really, to have that good a baseball team, to pay that small amount.
That's why they're saying, like, the Brewers, they know how to do their farms. The Rays have been doing this forever.
They have.
And the Dodgers have made some great deals. So, but forget the Dodgers for a minute. The Brewers and the Rays have always had great farm systems. They really develop players.
They do,
and that's why the Tigers should take a hard look.
Yeah.
At the players that they could get from either the Rays or the Brewers.
Yeah. And they typically, when it comes to time where they become a free agent, they usually move them instead of paying them. Because then they just reload that
Freddie
system.
Peralta left the Brewers, and he's been awful for the Mets. It's just nuts. There's no sport that has so many variables and so many, and this year especially with how bad the hitting has been.
Yes.
3 guys hitting over 300
league wide. That is just the most incredible thing.
It's insane. It really is. All right, we got some messages from our very fine partners here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Yes, we are simply the best here at Q100 Michigan and Up North Sports Radio, and simply the best in the business of regional airports. Autumn McLaren joining us for Destination MLB. Autumn, how's everything at Cherry Capital Airport?
Oh, it's a great week at Cherry Capital Airport. We are reaching our peak. It's right about this week. We have a peak number of flights right now through the next couple of weeks. So it is busy. It's hopping.
I was there yesterday, and you rarely see lines for security at TVC Airport, but you're so busy right now, you are seeing they're very short, but they're lines nonetheless.
Yeah, certainly lines for us, because as you said, we usually don't have those, so a little bit longer of a wait, obviously much shorter than those larger airports.
Yeah, a whole 5 minutes.
People get there a little bit earlier than normal this time of year.
Yeah, it's just fantastic to actually see the growth of the airport, and when you go there on a regular basis like you and I do, it's noticeable.
Yeah, it's certainly noticeable, and it's so exciting and energized. It really energizes me to be a part of that growth and the community support behind all of it. They want those flights. Northern Michigan wants those flights, and we're delivering. So it's a good time.
Yeah, and what flights are you delivering for our upcoming Tiger schedule?
Yeah, so they hit the road today. They're in Sacramento as we speak.
Yep.
They're there. They are playing tonight, and so you can still get on a flight to head out to Sacramento because they're there the next couple of days.
Right.
If you want to leave on a 2:20 flight with United, you can have one stop in Chicago and then on to Sacramento and see the rest of that series.
What is that going to cost us?
Yep, so that is running about $560.
Still
not bad for
not
leaving
bad.
day of,
No.
really. And it's gone down a little bit since we checked last week.
As we said, to Sacramento, 2 hours to every beautiful place in Northern California, Tahoe, San Francisco, Napa Valley. Incredible stuff. And,
yeah, you can make a great trip out of it.
Yeah, and actually downtown Sacramento, the old California portion of downtown Sacramento is pretty cool, too. And then they go to Seattle from there.
Yep, they're on to Seattle August 4th through the 6th, and you can get there on Sun Country or United, really any of our airlines, but Sun Country and United are running the lowest at about $696, which has gone down. Last week when we talked, it was $800.
Wow.
So that's surprising to see, especially in what we're hearing in the headlines about fuel prices and airfare costs, that this one has gone down.
But you still got to fill those seats. So
we do.
Yeah. And then they turn back around and go back to the Bay Area.
Yep, they're back to the Bay Area, and that price isn't bad as well. That's about $584
Wow.
you can get there, and United is the most affordable on that route.
So, yeah, beautiful country between Seattle, Sacramento, and San Francisco. And then, we don't know what's going to happen with the Tigers and how many people are going to be road tripping the rest of the year. But the Lions have a couple of road games early on in their season, and it's not too early to start looking at those flights.
No, it's never too early. We talk about this all the time, and we really hope people take this to heart because the earlier you can get ahead on those airfare, and as you mentioned, we're looking ahead to the Lions. Hard to believe we're already looking ahead to football, but here we are in Buffalo Bills. They hit the road with them in September 17th, and that's about $540 right now. Not bad to Buffalo.
Yeah, that might be a tough ticket to get since they're opening their brand new football stadium.
Right.
So,
you'll pay a lot more for the ticket,
Yeah,
likely,
yeah,
the
but
actual football ticket.
just to be on site for that would be pretty cool. You can jump through a table in the parking lot and then go to a bar right by the stadium and get chicken wings thrown at you by Buffalo Bills fans.
I'm sure the energy there is just electric, right?
And you might find a ticket. You just might, but it would be a ticket worth having and keeping. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
And then a couple weeks later, they're in Carolina. That's probably got a pretty decent fare on it.
Yeah, so this one's great for us because we have a nonstop to Charlotte as well on American. So you can get there for about $450 right now. And Charlotte's a great city, too. You have the NASCAR museum there. Kevin Klein and I actually were at the NASCAR museum last year, about this time last year. And I just got to say, I beat Kevin on the track. I did.
This is being taped. I will be sending this to Kevin for you.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
Well, yeah, that's still going to be not even really fall in Carolina when they play that game. So you could make a nice trip out of it that's not too far. That you fly into Charlotte to go to Pinehurst, you can play some golf and see the Lions. And getting tickets to Panthers game is not such trouble either. So that might be something people want to circle as a great trip to extend your summer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, great time, right? October is a great month to travel because it's a little bit slower as well from an airline standpoint. September and October, great months to travel.
Absolutely. Autumn McLaren from the TVC Airport. Where do they find all these fabulous destinations and fares?
Head over to tvcairport.com.
Thank you, Autumn, and congratulations on beating Kevin on the track. I love that story.
Oh, the title I will carry forever.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
All right.
Autumn does a great job there at TVC Airport.
Yeah, it's nice to have her as a backup to Kevin.
For sure. We do have some breaking news, by the way, a little bit. Casey Mize was scheduled to start. He's been pulled from the start.
Oh, no.
Yes. That usually means he's sayonara.
I think that's...
I know. I think it's a mistake. I
don't mind trading Skubal.
Right. I don't
unless
either.
You're getting something massive for Casey Mize. But he's just... I guess the only reason why you wouldn't re-sign him is he does have a history of injury.
He does.
Yeah.
And this year, nothing's been arm-related or anything. It's been the lower body kind of things. He's got a .99 whip, walks plus hits per inning.
No, he's been great.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
2.7 ERA. I mean, dang. So he's been pulled from his start tonight. He was scheduled to go against some dude named Springs he's got a 6.23 ERA.
Oh, boy.
So,
okay.
yeah. Yep. So, I think it has begun.
Well, we shall see, but, screw you, Rich. I told you I didn't want to talk anymore baseball.
I am purely the conduit of the information.
What do you make of the Jahmyr Gibbs holdout?
Hold in. Yeah. That's the new thing. Show up so you don't get fined.
Does he and Bijan have the same agent?
Oh, I don't know that.
I don't know if they do it either. Both Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. Why do we sign contracts? And they both have 2 years left on their 5-year rookie deal. And granted, they've both been great.
Yes, no question. But right, they started. I don't know if the NFL is part because they started signing guys early to extensions. The Lions are notorious for this.
Yep.
They've done it for years now under this regime. And then so if now that's an expectation. If a great player doesn't get an extension, like 2 years prior to your contract end, it's like, all right, the tail's wagging the dog, though.
Dan Campbell didn't do him any favors because he said, I thought that the extension would, the new contract would be signed by now. How do you, wait, I wonder what Brad was saying.
Hey, we need to talk a little bit about this.
This is not working on the radio, but I'm doing my best. Brad Holmes staring across.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, get a little side eye.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Dan.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, good deal.
I remember that during your next negotiation for a contract.
I don't know if the general manager of the football team.
That's true. The owner probably does.
Yeah, I think Spielman or Sheila.
Yeah.
Are the ones that kind of deal with the maybe not. Who knows? This team is not better without Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh no, plays a vital role in that offense for sure.
There's some interesting things going on with contracts right now, and also you see the report like 2 guys already tore their ACLs. First days of practice and everything else, which stinks, but good to hear that Laporta says he's 100%.
Yes, all cleared for all football activities. That's a good thing.
Yeah, 100%. He goes, I haven't felt this good in a couple of years.
Good.
And so a 100% healthy and rampaging Sam Laporta can be nothing but good for this offense.
For sure. And on I read some reports on Lee McNeil playing really well. Remember the year before, it was coming off that ACL tear. Yep. So we talk about it all the time. There's a difference between rehabbing in the off season for your injuries or as compared to training for your sport.
Well, one guy that's not getting any talk is Tyleik Williams.
Right.
Okay, he was our first round draft pick last year out of Ohio State. And what did he play? Maybe 35% of the snaps?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe a little. That would be a really nice addition to see him play up to the standards that he was at Ohio State.
Right.
So the defense is going to be a question because the secondary – the secondary is the biggest question mark on this team by far.
Yep.
Doesn't sound like Kirby Joseph's going to play football this year.
It doesn't. Yeah, when
Good
he's
signing there.
We
like to sign our guys early.
Yeah. And I have this question: before they get a good extension, do they not do a full physical with them? Because
I can't believe that they don't.
Right after, it seemed like almost right after this, like he's got a chronic knee. Well, chronic means long term.
Yeah.
So. Did he have this when he signed the extension?
Chronic
yes, exactly. For 50 years I've had it. That's chronic.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you.
We had the best safety duel in all of the NFL, and now
it's
not so much.
Yeah, hopefully Branch comes back 100%. I don't know when that's going to be. They're saying maybe November.
Right, that Achilles.
I guess my guess would be that Holmes is waiting to see who gets cut or whatever to add to the defensive backfield. The problem is that you don't see too many really good safeties and DBs getting cut. It's not like wide receiver. Every year, a couple of wideouts get released, and you're like, oh, he'd be interesting.
Right. Yeah.
You don't see that with defensive back. Oh, he'd be interesting.
Oh, exactly.
Although Jamal Adams got signed by the Vikings. He did not play well for us when we signed him.
No,
that was 2 years ago.
That's he's like lost a step or so there when he played. Remember, he was a big safety. I mean, that dude was an enforcer back there, but he just seems to have lost a half and speed wasn't his game.
No,
and so, but he was like a linebacker playing safety.
Yeah, I don't. There are a couple of guys. The one guy from Dallas who's been hurt. And is a very high-risk reward cornerback.
He gives up as many TDs as he does get picks.
No, that's not true.
He used to get more picks, but now he's giving up.
It used to be 50-50, walks to strikeouts.
Right.
Now it's 70-30.
A lot more.
Oops. Okay.
Looking at the back of that receiver's jersey.
So we shall see, like the – DJ Reader better be good.
Yeah,
that's all we can say.
For sure.
And I don't know why we gave up Kildor.
Yeah. I don't get that either.
Yeah, he played pretty solid football for us.
Needing that depth at corner there, we need 100%.
We're going to head to break. When we return, we're going to have the newly minted Michigan Sports Hall of Famer Paul Woods joining us here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Faceoff, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Welcome back to Friday Faceoff here on Up North Sports Radio, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Jerry Coyne and Rich Calkins joining the latest member to the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame, Paul Woods. Paul, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure, guys.
We missed you at the canoe race. We always love seeing you there.
I miss not coming. I just I had it in my mind and stuff, but I was actually up here and stuff, and I was working out. I had this thing in my head. I wanted to be able to do as many push-ups as my age, so I was trying to get to 71. So I kept getting moving up, and I got to 61. But the day I did it, my arm just felt weird after I got done, and then I was fooling around the lawnmower trying to get it going and yanked it, and the damn thing was like someone stuck a knife in my shoulder. So, but it's better now. It's getting better, so that's encouraging.
Are you 61 in a row?
Pardon me?
Did you do 61 push-ups in a row?
Oh, yeah. The push-up to me is like the greatest exercise of all time because it's every part of your body at the same time is going. But it just, I went a little further than I should have maybe, and but whatever happened, it just felt weird getting up. And then the next day, when I got back home, I pulled it that more in the morning. And but anyways, it's like I say, it's better now. But yeah, I miss it. I just I want to keep doing them, but I can't.
I understand.
I don't want to go backwards and hurt it again. So.
Yeah. I can do 37. I don't kill myself anymore. It's more to try to do 100 in 5 minutes.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So
that's a good one too.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm back up to doing that. But
I got one real quick before I'm going to get up. When I was in my training back in my thing, I created this thing. I call it the ladder and stuff. You had to run down 40 yards, jog down slow, but then come back as hard as you could in those 40 yards, and then drop down and do 20 push-ups, and then run back out, or jog back out, run back down, then do 19, then do 18, then 17. And then the last one, you had to do as many as you can. And back then, like I said, it was just, I was doing that and then doing about, 50 push-ups on the last one, So it was like,
wow.
I was like a machine, but I had the endurance plus the strength. So it was like, that was my best training exercise that I developed.
I want one last thing because Rich is itching at the bit, but maybe it's a good thing that you didn't show up at the canoe marathon, because with this beard and everything, I don't think security would have let you in.
Well, I'm having that problem in lots of places right now, Jerry, so it wouldn't be the first.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, that shoulder didn't look too bad the other night when you threw out the first pitch at the Tiger game. You did a good job.
Oh, I appreciate the thought, Rich, but I'll tell you what, it was on the edge. I wasn't quite this sure. The thing is, too, when they bring out they brought out the backup catcher and stuff like that, and it takes on a whole look like when you're out there by yourself looking in. And I said, all right, man, do not embarrass yourself. Whatever happens today, make sure you don't do that. So it turned out okay.
Yeah, no, and you did a good job in the interview with Logan there, I think, behind the plate there, and gracious as ever during your interview.
Well, Rich, it's like moments like that or days like that are just you never ever plan for it. You don't see anything like that coming, and it's humbling, and it's just I'm just very, very thankful. I came to Detroit in 1977 from Montreal, and I've been with the rubbing organization for almost half a century. I think 48 years, and it's just something you never ever could imagine it would have happened when you're growing up.
Hey, Paul, did the Wings give you a watch, or did they give you something special?
You mean yesterday and stuff like that?
No. I mean, just like, when you announced your retirement, sometimes used to be old-fashioned,
Sure.
You got a gold watch, and I don't know if...
I think it's just for them. They just really... that last year and stuff, like, I had issues in Canada with my mom and stuff.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And had to take a leave abs and stuff. But just the way they... and it just wasn't last year. Like, it's just they really... over the years, taken good care of me, and I just...
okay, I was just curious.
I can't be thankful... I can't even say just how much it's meant to me, and but yeah, I'm well taken care of. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Okay. When is the actual induction at the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame?
I think, Jerry, I heard them say December.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be in December. So yeah, that'll be something as well. I just as I mentioned all those years, I keep track of the sports and stuff and all the
Sure.
baseball and different guys. And over the years, I was here and and so I know, like, what it takes to get into that situation. And again, I'm just humbled again. I just don't know what to say, and I just didn't start out with that in mind, and I guess I'm very, very thankful that it turned out the way it did.
Right. Now, Paul, the Wings made a decision. They're not going to come north up to Traverse City this year. So that's kind of certainly a little disappointing for a lot of people up north here.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, you heard nothing but, good thoughts about the people in Traverse City and what they did and how much fun it was and how everyone enjoyed it. But, as you go along, like, things change and,
yes.
It's and you think, like, if you're thinking when you have to move the equipment and stuff like that back and forth and what
Sure.
has to go on and stuff like that, it's just, logistics wise, I guess it doesn't work out. And, they've got their facilities down there and it's at their disposal, so they can do what they want when they want. So, things change, but there'll be nothing but great memories of Traverse City.
Yeah, and I think some of the players obviously are really bummed, Paul, because they love to come up here and play the golf courses up north.
Well, who wouldn't love coming up here? Like I say, I mean, that's what I do. I live on Lake Huron over in Canada, and I come up over here. So, I mean, it's I've got, I've got great memories of this area for sure.
Paul, were you surprised that they let Stevie go now? And we had Keith on a couple of times about this, and a lot of he thinks, and I've heard it from a few people, that was pretty much agreed between the organization and Steve. Like, Steve didn't really want to do this anymore under these circumstances, and the Ilitches were happy to let him go.
Well, obviously just your thoughts on stuff, but I know he's a very strong-willed person, and that's helped him his whole life, and stuff like that. And he just has a belief in what he did and what he accomplished in Tampa Bay and what he accomplished here in Detroit. And we got one of the best farm systems in pro hockey and stuff like that. But again, I just think he's also has lots of character, and he may be thinking that it's excuse me, what he's doing is. If it's not working, then he wants to give him that option, like to make a change, and to do something else. And that was something that none of us ever saw, like with Dylan, or ever predicted, with Dylan not coming to back to play. And I've got hope now that he is going to come back.
Oh.
Well, they should try to keep him if they can work it out. He's at the contract he's on, given what's going on in the sport.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, he's the biggest bargain in hockey.
Right on. And the thing about it is, too, see, you're not going to get back. We're trying to get back. We don't need prospects. We don't need draft picks.
No.
Yeah.
We need a number one center iceman, so you've got to get back something of value, and they're not going to give him up for nothing, so it's going to become a stalemate. And then I'm just hoping this new GM comes in and has a meeting with Dylan, and they bury the hatchet and say, okay, let's go, and come back and pick up where they left off, and still have a good chance to make the playoffs.
Can you give Dylan Larkin the captaincy again if they mend these fences?
Well, you know what? I just said again from afar.
I mean, you're a captain. You were a captain of the Red Wings.
You wore that seat.
I mean, it means a little something, doesn't it?
Well, here's the thing about captaincy, and I believe in. It's not about talking, and it's not about that. It's all about actions. It's all about what you do. The greatest leadership of all is what you do. And if you're that person in that situation, and you play hard, and you every shift, and you do what you got to do, that's what gets other guys to start doing the same thing you're doing.
Right.
So I think again, like I said, I think he's well respected with his teammates. We're not that close, but we are close enough to see the interaction. But they've got great respect for him. He likes them. Like I don't know. He's a local town. He's from Waterford. Like he's right. I don't know. To me, it just seems like let's let bygones be bygones. Let's start over. And you think back, the same thing happened with Steve Yzerman and Scotty Bowman.
Yeah, that's true.
Huh.
That's very true.
Okay.
Hey, Paul, switching back to the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame, do you have somebody induct you? Do you get to pick somebody who gets to make a little speech about you?
I don't know how it goes, Jerry.
Okay.
I just these kind of things. I just like sort of let it happen, and whatever they want me to do, I'm going to do, and something like that. So yeah, I'm not sure how that works, and I just obviously my kids would be involved again, and
yeah, of course,
that was a thrill the other day having them there, and but that's all I think about. And things like that, I just show up and do what they want me to do, and again, like I say, I'm just totally honored by the nomination.
Yeah. Now, Paul, do you know some who else is being inducted? You do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so the list included Tony Anise.
Oh yeah, from Ferris State. Yeah.
Mark Ingram from Michigan State,
right.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Sure.
Or no, he's from Michigan.
He went to
the
Alabama.
Alabama.
Yes.
Swin Cash.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Glover.
Okay.
Peter Vanderkay, who was a gold medalist, swam at University of Michigan, and Bill LaJoie.
Oh, that's a nice class.
It's a good class.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just honored just to be part of that and mentioned in the same breath of those kind of guys, and I'll be forever grateful. And I'm just not quite sure what to say, so I just
get Swin Cash's phone number for me. I'd appreciate that. She's not hard to look at.
So, Paul, are you going to be spending more time in the fishing waters there now that you're not going to be doing the color analyst for the Wings?
Well, it's going to be one thing about it's going to be as good as usually. You get and come like in September and stuff like that. You start to do your preparation stuff and everything. And
sure,
excuse me, that won't. We don't have to worry about that this year. But yeah, it's definitely. I'm going to be able to enjoy the fall and another year's gone by. You get back to work, and next thing you know, you can't get away. So yeah, it's going to be good. I plan to be up here lots of different times and.
Good.
Maybe even do some ice fishing and different things like that I haven't been able to do and I used to like to do. And
right.
So yeah, it's going to be a great. It's going to be a great time, and yeah, definitely go from there.
Paul Woods, don't be a stranger. You always have an open door for us here in Grayling at Q100 Michigan and 101.1 Up North Sports Radio.
Well, I always enjoy talking to you guys. It's one of the highlights of it and stuff. And again, next year I'd like to get back into that canoe thing. I really, sorry I missed it this year, and I'd love to be able to be part of it next season. I'll be healed up.
Okay, well, pros and Joes, I'll put you down for it next year.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
All the best, guys. Take care now.
Just a great guy.
Oh,
just a super guy.
Incredible human beings.
Yeah.
One of the most gracious people you'll ever meet in your life.
100%. We got a quick break here for messages from our very fine partners. We'll be back after that with more Friday Face-Off on Up North Sports Radio, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Welcome back to Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio, 101.1 WGRY. Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins. Rich, the Rocket Mortgage Classic started yesterday down at the newly remodeled DGC Detroit Golf Club. It won't be on this week's show, but I am interviewing the guy that renovated the entire golf course, and he'll be on next week's show.
I've heard a lot of good things about the renovation.
It looks great.
Yep.
I played that golf course many times. My dad was a member there. I think I told the story last week or 2 weeks ago that's the first place I ever broke 80.
Okay.
At Detroit Golf Club. So it'll be fun to see. I can't wait to get down there and play it. Is really what's fun to do.
Absolutely.
But speaking of golf, we like to talk to Lindsay Southwell from Shanty Creek. They are, and she's on Friday, Finding Fairways this coming Saturday and Sunday right here at 9 o'clock on Up North Sports Radio, or if you're an early riser, on 7 o'clock on Q100 Michigan on Saturday or Sunday. But their fantastic 90 holes for $90 is back.
Incredible deal.
Yeah. So you've got to book 3 nights of lodging, and lodging is now as low as $248 a night. And with that, you can play 90 holes for $90. All 5 golf courses. It's an incredible deal.
Sure is.
Yeah. So get a hold of the reservationist and book your details today at 866-695-5010. Also, and you can do this during the weekend of Balloons Over Bel Air.
Yeah, do the 2-for-1 there, baby.
Yeah, you get cheap golf and one of the most spectacular displays of ballooning you can find everywhere. The fall colors might starting to be changed. The buffet is open. The Rich Calkins. I've got the face. It's getting the name is getting changed.
It is absolutely.
Rich Calkins.
Well
prime
earned.
rib.
Well earned.
So there you go. I got to get a picture of you in a chef's hat.
The giant coffee filter.
But yeah, this is the last year for the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
It is. I saw that.
Which is kind of a shame because they just remodeled the golf course. Yeah. It had more to do with the members than anything else, of course. But they have the best field that they've ever had this year.
Yes.
Cam Young, Ricky Fowler had a great round yesterday. Wyndham Clark, a whole bunch of major winners are playing in the field, and but it's a lot of money. It's $30 million that Rocket has to pay
to be the corporate sponsor of that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money,
and plus all the money they raise the money. It doesn't come out of their pockets, but they have to put on all the events leading up to the tournament.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, they've donated close to $100 million to Detroit charities in the 8 years they've been doing the tournament.
Dang.
Yeah, it's going to be a hole in the Detroit sports landscape.
Yeah, for sure.
They've already found a replacement for it for next year. It's going to go out to Napa Valley at Silverado. But, there's talk they want to revive it or do something different with it. So that'll leave the only on the guys' side of golf, the Allied Championship, which is a senior tournament at Grand Blanc. That happens at the end of August.
Right.
And then there's a couple of LPGA events that come to town.
Grand Blanc used to host the Buick Open every year and all that.
Let's end up, Rich, with your recap of the race.
Yeah, a great race by Travis Mecklenburg and Logan Minor, winning first Texan to win the canoe marathon. They won by over 8 minutes, and so great race for them. And young Dane Trudge in second place. They set a adult youth record with that.
That race got tight after the last dam for a little bit.
Right, it did. Yeah,
they down to a minute.
It was they knew they had it in the bag there. It wasn't one of those things where they hit the wall, but they did great. And so many low. How about Bill Taranjo? Top 10 in 5 different decades.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, I texted Billy yesterday.
Holy cow!
He said he's feeling good. But he and his partner were very happy with their finish.
Yeah. How about young Anthony Fisher, 22 years old, took 13th place this year. Of course, David Burr, they took 23rd overall. Him and Nate Pierre did a real. Sam Badoa, a rookie paddler with Owen Trebold this year, took 24th.
Wow.
So, good young paddler there. So, just a lot of great stories.
Did the two kids, did did they make it as a finishing time?
The
15 and the 16?
Yeah, the Orchids. Yeah, it's 40th overall.
Wow,
16 hours and 18 minutes.
They got an official finish.
Oh,
at age, what was it? 17 and 15.
Yeah, 15 and 16. I think 31 years combined.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's crazy.
It is
half of Toronto.
Hey kids,
team,
here you go.
They made the finish.
Yeah.
Wow.
120 miles. Here you go, buddy.
I saw that they expanded. Didn't it used to be 17 hours? Because when I was looking on the website, it's now 19.
19 hours. Yeah, till 4 o'clock. You have to
I thought
finish.
they changed that.
Yeah, I can't remember what the cutoff was, but that
it is. I
it
noticed,
is 19 hours though total. So yeah, anything under that is an official finish.
Yeah, a great start and
yeah, really.
well, cut out.